Howdy, howdy. Good evening, everybody. Hope you're doing wonderful on this great night. I was sitting around today watching our favorite Burglar and s- some of the stuff he said, commented on, uh, has pissed me off again. So we're going to go over a few things tonight and discuss some of the things he's got to run his mouth about. So, without further ado, let's get it on. Alrighty. How's everybody doing tonight? Let's see, we got a few in here already. Um, our favorite narcissist piece of shit, Kaiser, has been back at it again, as usual, running his mouth. Um, the guy just don't know when to shut up. He really don't. He constantly is running his mouth and making accusations about stuff that he has no clue about. He just makes it up as he goes along. So we're going to take a look at some of the bullshit he's got to say tonight. Let me bring this screen up here. Glad y'all are come to burn the midnight oil again. Y'all know me. Hey there, Mr. Nicky. Let's see, we got Wingspan, Swine in the Line, Bree. Thank y'all. Glad y'all joining me. I guess Miss Nikki's done turned into a pumpkin. It's just past her bedtime. right, let me make his foot bigger. There we go. Keeping the swine says they need to put his ass away ASAP. I totally agree. Nikki or Wingspan says put him under the prison. Yeah, they couldn't put him far enough under the prison for me. They need to bury him so far down that they have to send pipe in sunlight to him. But his co-host here, Mr. JJ, apparently went out and had a dinner this weekend with some people, and that's what this conversation is going to be about. And Nikki done turned into the pumpkin. Yeah. The unethical jailer too, right? He definitely is. We know about unethical after that hearing where he paid his significant other a larger salary than anyone else doing the same job. Let's go ahead and hit play here.
Well, here's my take on it, JJ. Is whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter if it's rung up as a felony or a misdemeanor to a 4-year-old little girl who had to watch a man beat the shit out of her mama, put a gun to her mama's head, threaten to unalive her, and hold her till 05:30 a.m.
A bullshit?
next morning.
A bullshit? A
I don't think it
bullshit.
mattered to that little girl
Bullshit.
who witnessed that, bro.
But you know what kind of people do this what kind of people have this kind of behavior, display this kind of behavior? People with no self-control. People that can't control their actions, their mouth, their emotions. They don't know what the word no means. They don't know what the word means or the phrase means, I don't want to be with you anymore. I don't want you anymore. No. They don't understand that kind of vocabulary. And their brain don't work that way. Part of it's, I believe it's a mental issue. The other part of it's just.
All right. Let's start off right here with our first bullshit story. The whole sticking a firearm to someone's head and holding them all night in front of a 4-year-old. And um, if that were true, then I really believe those would have been charges of terroristic threatening, uh, domestic assault, you know, with a weapon. Uh, but as we all know, that was not the case. You know, I do not condone putting your hands on a woman, period. Now, with that being said, there is also a whole lot of women out there uh, that will make up stories about things like that just to get someone in trouble. There a whole lot of it. Um, Now, like I said, I do not condone in any fashion putting your hands on a woman. You know, uh, I don't condone putting your hands on someone weaker than you. You know, if I know that I can stomp your ass with no problem, then what's the point of doing it? You know, I'm not going to prove nothing. And it's like, getting into a fight with a little kid or something, or an elderly person. You're going to come out being the asshole. You're going to be the one that's in the wrong. So, it just walk away. That's right, Swine. It's a whole lot easier just to walk away. That's always been my take on it. I've always just got on my bike and left, got in the wind, which gave me some cool down time, calm down, and then I'll come back a few hours later, or maybe a day or two later. It depends. Yeah, I've been known to disappear for a day or two, come back and see what it's like, and if things ain't any better, get my happy ass right back on my motorcycle and leaving again. So, like I said, I do not condone it in any fashion, but I also don't don't always believe what I hear either. It's like I said, there's a whole bunch of women out there that will make up lies like that and say things like that just to get the other person in trouble. And so I don't always take what someone says as fact. And looking as Swine says, Chris debunked this 100 times. And that's right. You can look at what the charges were. If that had all been true, the charges would have been a whole lot more severe. So I don't feel like that the officials at that time believed it. Uh, so uh, uh, that's why they never charged him. Donna says, I think Kaiser is speaking about things he has done, in my opinion. Uh, Wingspan said Chris would have domestic violence on his record for life. Bree said there's always three sides to every story, and that's a fact. His side, her side, and the truth. So uh, for Kaiser to just continue on beating on this horse that he has no evidence of, but he claims he always brings receipts. But as usual, his receipts don't hold no water. Well, let's go on and see what more he's got to say, because it gets better before it gets worse. Let me rephrase that. It gets worse before it gets better.
That narcissist tendencies and then that narcissist behavior, they just and they don't know how to cope with those and with being rejected. Then they don't know how to handle that.
Well, it's like this, man. You don't make it, nobody makes it to their damn 40s without being broke up with at least one time. All right.
That's right, Scotto.
Period. But again, my thing is what is the damn point? Because the times that I've been broke up with in my life, JJ, where the woman initiated the separation between us.
Mhm.
To this day, I still appreciate every single one of them. And I'll tell you why. Is because I have no interest in being with someone who doesn't want to be with me.
Okay, let's discuss that. Scotto says he should get receipts for that awful haircut. You're right about that. uh, I said, yeah, I hope he didn't pay for it, Scotto. I don't think he did either. Mama probably stuck a soup bowl on his head and cut around it. Bree says, yeah, where he tried to alive himself. And that's what I was just getting ready to say. He shoots himself in the arm, claims that a black man done it. So, right away, it had to be a black man. So we know about where the racist is at in this whole story. But he shoots himself in the arm because she's wanting to leave and tells her that he'll unalive himself if she leaves him. But he don't want to be with nobody that don't want to be with him. And I'll guarantee you the list that has split up with him and didn't want to be with him, I'm sure it's about as long as his criminal record is.
I don't. That absolutely takes the entire joy out of it for me. And as far as what you just said, to sum it up, brother, Chris Rock in Lethal Weapon 4 said it the best. No means no.
Yes.
And that's that. And
just because somebody tells you no, they reject you, they don't do what you want. They don't give anybody the right to control them, abuse them physically or mentally, to victimize them, to beat them, to terrorize them. It don't give anybody. It don't give any of us the right. It just simply means that person don't want to be with you. You need to gather up your things and your feelings and your pride and walk your ass out the door.
yes, you are. That's a freaking, here's what I got to say to that is
F&A, Cotton, F&A.
And everybody, the Mad Southern Scotsman has thrown down and gifted a $49.99 super chat. And
Damn!
He says, you do the research and it matters. Work ethic matters, and you get that. Well, thank you very, very much, Mad Southern Scotsman. And to be, just so we're 100% transparent, yes, I do a lot of research, but I
A bullshit?
would be an
A
absolute
bullshit? A bullshit.
if I didn't tell you
Bullshit.
that these roughnecks that are in this chat with you right now, they
How tall are
do
you,
an
Bob?
absolutely
Sir, 5'9", sir.
ridiculous
5'9". I didn't know they
amount
stacked
of
shit
research.
that high. You trying to squeeze an inch in on me somewhere, huh? Sir, no, sir. Bullshit. It looks to me like the best part of you ran down the crack of your mama's ass and ended up as a brown stain on the mattress. I think you've been cheated.
Yeah. Here we go with more of his bullshit about doing research. He ain't worth the shit at doing research. He has all his other little cronies do his research for him. There you go. instead of getting up and leaving, he cheats on them. You know, he needs to, JJ needs to get him a lower light, instead of using his ceiling light in that room. That glare is about blinding me. Hanky Spanky says the mad Southern Scotsman is another fucking idiot. Yeah, that's a fact. Swine says Pornhub isn't research. No, that's where he goes to find his women at. That's the only research. I would say he's probably going to feel homeless. Be my guess. Too much light and his teeth glow. All right. Let's see what more bullshit they got to say.
That they send me on a daily basis. Everything from court documents to video ideas to links. And I am absolutely amazed and in debt. I am absolutely.
Yeah, because if it wasn't for them doing research for you, you wouldn't have no content. JJ looks like General Orloff from Octopussy. Donna says homeless, jobless, and broke. Yeah, we know where. That's why he gave her that raise, so she'd spend money on him. Yeah. Which, what does that say for her? She's with him so she can get paid more. Where have I heard of that before?
Absolutely indebted to these fine people who take on the title Roughnecks. And I thank you so very much, Mad Southern Scotsman. I really do appreciate it, sir. Everybody, Frauditor Mania.
If you put them together.
Been a roughneck now for 8 months. And we thank you for that, Will. He says, Eagle Nick audits. How was that? Was that pretty close? Or I probably don't need to give up my day job.
Please.
Thanks, Frauditor Mania, and we appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, please. Please don't give up your day job. If you did that, I'd have to find something new to make content about. So stick around so we all got something to laugh at. And gives us all something to look forward to whenever they come and put those handcuffs on you and take your ass away. Which the clock is ticking, oh boy. The clock is ticking. I cannot wait. Donna says, in my opinion, she's just a prostitute with an LVN license. Like I said, I've heard of the people getting paid before. Excuse me. Swan says, you reckon Amber pads her time card? I bet she doesn't even have a time card. She's probably on salary. So there's no record of the hours that she puts in. Or when she leaves early. But let's keep going because we're going to get to the spot in a minute that going to really get me up on my soapbox. Like I said, this gets worse before it gets better. This son of a bitch.
So, Bubba, how was your Sunday dinner last night?
It was actually very educational. It was actually just to be right out there and just be very transparent. It was actually great. Actually, Miss Jade actually bought my dinner, which is very odd that anybody ever gets a chance to do, because most of the time I'm pretty slick at grabbing the other checks and picking them up and paying for them. But somewhere in the midst of things, she actually grabbed the check, and whenever I say she was not willing to give me that check, she was not going to give me that check. She paid for mine, but
Oh, well, that's
which
fantastic.
yeah, it was. But I have to say it's actually the very first time I actually met her in person, and whenever I say she's a wonderful lady, she's one of them just salt of the earth kind of people. She just old fashioned, reminds me of like my own mom. Very, very, very good lady. So actually, her husband is he's actually a great guy. He's actually a funny guy to actually talk to. So I actually had a great time, man. They actually chose a really, really good restaurant to eat at. Of course, I'm a big sushi eater, so they had actually good sushi bars. So it was good all around. It was a great.
Now, I hope you don't mind, but is this what your let's see, let me get to the right one here. Now, is this the dinner party you're referring to?
Yes, yes, it is. Actually, of course, I didn't. I actually didn't know you had that picture, so I didn't want to actually call out everybody that was there. But yeah, I actually got to eat with some of the Carrollton bunch. Of course, Miss Jade and John and Billy and Anna, and I'm like I said, we had a good time. There was a whole lot of laughter, a whole lot of good fellowship, and yeah, we talked.
All right. Let's see. Let me catch up here real quick. Scotto said, "Where'd they go? Little Caesars?" I noticed Todd wasn't there. I think they Todd done burned his bridge with them, I believe. He ain't. Oh, excuse me. Donna says, or when she ignores inmates with medical issues like the one that actually died. Yeah. I was that during when she was there, or was that before she come there? I thought that was uh, from the jailer before JJ, but actually she did work there before then too. So it may have been the other jailer, but she could have been there. Yeah, I doubt it too. Uh, I love some sushi. Oh, excuse me. Hey, Brandon. Welcome, welcome. Now, I'm not certain about this, but I'm going to give you my opinions of who I've been looking at this trying to figure it out. Since they're saying that that if you haven't figured out, Jade is Chris's mama. You're going to hear some more about that in a minute. So I'm guessing probably that this one right here, and this would be probably his stepdad, uh, is his mom. And I'm guessing that these two here and here are Billy and Anya, because we know this asshole's from Carrollton, and we know this asshole's from Carrollton. Um, so these two on the end over here, this might be the Jade and her husband, maybe, and these two could be from Carrollton. So I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty positive that this is Billy and Anya right here on the end. Donna saying, as I understand it, it was during her time because JJ talked about it in his hearing. So it was before JJ was there, but she was still there. Billy's in the gray shirt. It's Anya, lumberjack. Scotto says yes, Billy is the one in the gray shirt. So then I'm sure this is Anya then. And let's see here. Wingspan says the elderly man and gray-haired lady is Chris's parents. Okay. So on this end, that means the other two here, they're part of the Carrollton bunch. Oh. The one on the far right here with the beard is my brother's keeper. Yeah, that's Greg. I knew him. And the white-headed one here in the back, right behind the woman in the front, he's from Carrollton. He's at I don't know what his name is, but he's a gray-headed one with the beard that was in the video where Chris was trying to get that sign taken down. He was the one that came up there saying the sign was his and everything, and got all in Chris's face and started all the trouble. But then the other ones, Greg and all the rest of them, they come showing up, like hogs to a slop.
Everything from personal lives to some of the YouTube garbage and drama, and it was just good all around conversation. So had a hell of a good time. Actually, we were planning kind of like a something maybe later on in the fall, later on in the spring, maybe to where we can actually have time to plan and actually get a big group together. So
blow it out your ass.
That's fantastic. Now correct me if I'm wrong, brother, but that looks like a good number of roughnecks there.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
Now I'm going to ask you, because some people may actually not know. Now, who is Miss Jade?
It's actually, of course, you all know him by several names, but it's actually a guy who actually bashes me on Facebook a lot. It's actually for public safety. It's actually Christopher Ryder. It's actually his mother. She actually reached out to me quite some time ago, and of course, I told her repeatedly there's no reason for it, but she feels obligated. Like I said, she's old school. She's kind of one of them salt of the earth kind of people. She actually still claims responsibility. She actually feels accountable, but she likes to apologize for stuff that she has no control over, and maybe even how some of her children still might even act to this day.
Here we go again with all of the hearsay bullshit. That's why I said, of course, they all wanted a free meal. Yeah, JJ did say he was going to try and get the ticket. So sucking up to them all. Isn't that bribery? Yep, you're right. That part of it. Roll up your pants because it's fixing to get deep. It sure is. Wingspan says that she's a schizophrenic. Yeah, from everything I know about her too, she's definitely not what I'd call mother of the year. I bet Kaiser is pissed he can't be there. Oh yeah, he supposedly was coming down in April uh, for a big visit and everything, but we see what happened with that too, didn't we? Hey, Toker, welcome. And the one in the blue shirt with the walker. I'm guessing that's probably Chris's stepdad, or is that his dad, Wingspan? You give her a minute to answer us to see. Is that Chris's real dad, or is that his stepdad? Chris said dad. Okay. Uh, I've never heard him say anything about his dad, so I didn't know. Uh, all I've heard him talk about is his mom. All right. Well, let's continue on. Uh,
Of course, it's like I told her. I said, Miss Jade. I said, what people do, it's out of it's out of your control. So, uh, hell, whenever it comes to a consenting adult, there's nothing that you can do or nothing you can say. I said to, make up or try to justify somebody else's actions. So, but actually,
hey, there's for public safety. Good to see you, buddy. Uh, uh, he says that's his mom's. Let me bring his mom's husband, not my dad. Oh, and Swan says they're doing this to provoke Chris because he hasn't made much content about them to steal. Yep, and that's what they're doing. They're exactly what they're doing, and he knows it. Hey, there's Tyrants. Welcome, buddy. uh, schizophrenic. Well, this, like I said, this is all getting a whole lot worse. We're fixing to hear a bunch more bullshit. Uh, like we said before, there's three sides to every story. His side, her side, and the truth. And so here we're going to come with a bunch more bullshit lies.
Was educated yesterday on a lot of stuff. I actually learned a whole lot that actually shed a whole lot of light that kind of tells a story even back from an early childhood age. It kind of helped me connect a lot of dots, maybe to see where a lot of this stuff might have rooted from, maybe get down to some actually the root causes, kind of just make a few assumptions of my own. And Victoria B, yes, it's actually in the process. I kind of took care of all that last week, so yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff on the horizon. So
that's great. Wixom's.
All right, let me minimize this. I want to look at chat and see what was just said. What he was referring to. If chat's, I don't know if it's going to load up. The feds are very curious as to why JJ thinks he can stalk Tiffany and I while there's a judge's order to refrain from conduct in an open criminal case. Well, I was going to bring that up. All right. TB's telling me to let it play for a minute and it'll load up the chat. Hold on here.
01 for
Oh,
$5.
there you go. Hey, damn, you a smart feller. Victoria B, what did she have to say? I don't see where she's asking anything. I just see where she's making stupid comments. I ain't got my glasses on either. That's one problem. They're out in the truck. I'm too lazy to go get them. Yeah. I don't know. Scotto's telling me the same thing, same time. They can get a mask for two. I know, buddy. I appreciate all you helped me with too. Good to see you. Yeah. Yeah, I know. And I think that's a smart thing too, buddy. I do. I think you're doing the right thing. Just go on and continue, doing about, stories in in general and stay away from this. We'll all see what happens in the end, you know? The truth will all come out, and then you'll be exonerated, and, you know, it'll all work out just right. I'm still trying to get them to charge me with something. They won't do it. Damn it, what do I gotta do? You gotta get in, with, Sarge Finkel, and so that you can get in on the RICO charge. Alright, let's keep going. Because if y'all haven't seen this, this is gonna get a whole lot worse. He gets off of Chris in a little while and gets on to somebody else, and it gets bad.
As I've always thought most criminals are narcissists. They think they are so special that rules don't apply to them. Do you agree with that? Um, I have a theory on this. Now, granted, while me and JJ both have, a good deal of experience with corrections, our experiences differ, as in, well, it's our experiences are on different sides of the bars, if you will. But I found that most crimes nowadays aren't
Hell yeah.
so much out of
I can't wait.
narcissism. I find that most crimes today are usually property crimes nowadays. If you weed out, driving infractions.
Oh, bullshit. Shut up. He this dumbass that's on the screen talking to him says, I've always thought most criminals are narcissists. They think that they are special, that rules don't apply to them. Do you agree with that? Well, you're damn right I agree with it. And he's talking to a fucking narcissist. You know, Kaiser is 100% a fucking narcissist. He just is feeding into all of these people that want to listen to what he's got to fucking say. And, I said it before, his little cash cow that passed away, and he has not once acknowledged it that I've heard. Now, if anybody knows different, I'll stand corrected, but I have not heard him admit to any of it. And he turned on BOP when all of that went down. You know, uh, it just shows that all he's doing is running a scam. He talks about everybody else scamming. I mean, here tonight already, since we've been on here, there's two $50 uh, super chats. So that, there's just right there alone's $100. So, uh, it's all he sits and tells them what he wants to hear, you know, and that's how he controls them, with the whole, like I said, family, you know, how many fucking families have we seen that's exploded? Yeah. Chris, Chris says, I'm going to change the name of the Meade County building to the Public Safety Building. Hell yeah. That's exactly right. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, it'll come out. Yeah. I mean, okay. That's what he's trying to say. He wants a death certificate. Well, the fact that the bitch ain't been back on there feeding you $200 a night, um, I would think is pretty much fucking evidence enough to it, you know? I'm sorry that she's gone. I don't wanna put that through anybody's family, you know? I've been through a bunch of it lately, and it sucks. Uh, but, you know, call a spade a spade. She was a crazy bitch. The originals have almost left him. He has lost a whole bunch. Mirror says he's drunk. I find that hard to believe, Chris. I mean, I'm sitting here watching right now, you know, there's $100 that he just made tonight. I I I don't see how it can be that low. I don't think he's making nowhere near what he used to make, but I'm seeing $100 or more every time in super chats every day. Let me catch this up here. Mayor's been to the casino. Did you win anything? Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you know more about it than any of us. Well, I know you know more about it than I do, but I s- just what I'm seeing, you know, in super chats. Uh, YouTube takes what 30% of them, isn't it? Um, so now his views are way down. I see that. I've been looking at his stats, and his views are way down, way down. And they're not watching them all the way through. Yeah, me and Bree, we used to every Sunday we would drive up the trace in between and right at the end of Kentucky, there's a place called the Land Between the Lakes. It's got the Kentucky Lake and Barkley Lake, and Barkley is, I think, like the fifth largest man-made lake in the world, something like that, top five or so. But up the middle of the park there, all the way through, is a road that runs. The whole center of it is the trace, and it's just beautiful stuff to look at. And we would get up every Sunday, get on the bike, and go ride up to Paducah, cross over the river to Metropolis, and go to the boat. And we'd take $20 each, and we would just go. She would go play nickel slots, and I'd usually go play blackjack. And if we lost our $20, then we'd go to the buffet, which was what our whole point was going. Was we'd ride up every Sunday, to the buffet, enjoy that nice ride up through the trace, and then come back and we'd take a chance and gamble or our $20. If we got lucky, we got lucky, and if we didn't, then we still enjoyed the nice ride and uh, everything. So I used to like going to the casinos. Uh, all right, let's get back to the rest of his bullshit because it keeps getting deeper.
Actions, things like that. But most crimes in related to property crimes anyway, those are usually based off of a need more than a desire, as it nowadays that is usually driven by some form of a chemical dependency. And unfortunately, the crimes that very ugly thing contributes to, it literally runs the entire criminal gamut, from petty larceny and theft all the way up to murder. I feel that there are a good number of criminals who are narcissists, yes.
Like you.
And I have been locked up with them. Floor is all yours, sir.
Of course, I'm sitting here reading the comments, and some of the comments are cracking me up. But yeah, I told everybody yesterday before we got in that picture, I said, look, guys, I think there was 11 people there. I said, this is 11 felonies coming. I said, you're all going to be investigated by the FBI. I said, in every state and local and government law enforcement agency in the country. I said, come Monday, whenever this picture, I said, if this picture is on the internet, I said, you've all had it. You're all going to go in hiding. You're going to have to help me dig tunnels and stuff. I got a 1-bedroom tunnel right now. I don't have a 10-bedroom. So you guys got to help. But like I said, we actually talked quite some time about a whole lot of stuff, and actually acquired quite a bit of info. And we're supposed to meet up again here in the next few days. And she's going to provide me with some stuff and some more information. But just some of the stuff to hear. Any of you all that remember the voicemail that was left on her phone, everything I'm talking about, it goes hand in hand, and you'll see exactly what this lady, whenever I say lady, I'm comparing her to some of you in the chat, some of you all that.
Here we go with more third party bullshit. Now your mama's going to end up giving him this sad story about how terrible of a son you've been, and he's just going to eat it up, and he's putting it out here on public blast, which, if I'm not mistaken, is a complete violation of the court order. So he give a motherfucker a rope and he thinks he's a cowboy.
I would compare her to
more or less like have memories of like your mother, kind of that old school, don't take a whole lot of nonsense from anybody, calls things like she sees them, don't believe in handing out teddy bears to, criminals, and don't believe in participation trophies. Just one of them old fashioned women who says what's on her mind and will tell you what she thinks, and just real down, down to earth kind of person. That's how she is.
I would like to say that based off the conversations I've had with Miss Jade, that she.
Yeah, I agree. Social Blade, it ain't worth a shit. I mean, it's total bunch of bullshit. It ain't nowhere close. I've seen where it gives a range from 1,000 to 25,000. What the fuck? I don't think he's living by himself. I think Amber's living with him. I think.
is very much like my mother, like Kimmy's mother, like Miss Amber's beautiful mom. All the names that I just mentioned, all of those ladies are very much that. Every one of them are ladies. And they are ladies of, I mean, just, they are absolutely top shelf ladies. And I mean that with, when I say ladies is what that word used to mean. And I'm incredibly proud that I know her. I'm really proud that she's a roughneck. And I'll say this, I know for a fact, because she's told me for a fact, that she blames herself, as you just said. She tries to take a big chunk of the blame for the suffering that innocent people have to do at the hands of the son she gave birth to. But it's not, guys. I'm telling y'all right now, this lady, she tried everything she possibly could.
And you know this because you were there, right? Scotto says all those barren walls are in a poor mutt to my nature. I know that's true. What is it that you got all up there? Is those CDs or I have trouble making out what it actually is, but you got a hell of a collection. I do know that. Bree says, sounds to me like they may be ladies, but they are not any kind of a mother. Sorry, Chris. Oh, now see that leave my dog alone. That's my baby. I'd go to prison over somebody bothering my dog. Scotto says my walls are albums all along the top and photos over the rest of the walls. All of them are autographed. Oh man, that's awesome. That's cool as fuck. That's a hell of a collection. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Mine is certified service dog, and I take her with me everywhere. When I was in the hospital, she laid in bed at the foot of my bed for a week.
To raise him the right way.
Yeah, but I mean, I think at some point, just and whether it's a parent or just another adult, I mean, how much money can you let your kids steal? Whenever your child comes to you and says, "Hey, I'd like to build a house on your property," you help them get the loan, you help them get the cash. But any parent that would be missing nearly $28,000 out of their safe that was stolen would leave a bad spot. The same as in anybody that showed up to their house and got the police showed up to their house. If you showed up to your house and somebody else was there, some scumbag, low rent SOB, bottom of the barrel, trash was at your house and called the police on you and said that you was trespassing, how much can one parent put up with? What would
Well, I'm gonna tell you, uh, Troll says, "Why does Kaiser pause after every word?" It's so annoying. It's because he's a narcissist. He's thinking about what to say, to get more control. He's plotting and saying that, the things that he knows that his audience is wanting to hear. You know, they suck it up like sponges, and that's where that's a narcissist. That's just what he does. Yeah.
you do? Not once, not twice, not 5 times, not 7 times, 10 times called the police on you. What would you do? Where would you stand?
I mean, I can't even give you a hypothetical, bro. But hey, Wixom01, thank you again, my friend. And everybody, Trucker70 has thrown down and gifted us a $2 super chat. And guys, real quick, I want to take a quick sidestep, or a little quick side trip, if you will. And I want to show y'all something. And I want to tell Trucker70 how incredibly proud I am, not only of him, but I am incredibly proud to have him be as active a roughneck as he has been the entire time I have had this channel. And as I'm sure anybody that can read his handle, he is a truck driver. Well, not only that, he's an incredibly good one and a very safe one, to the tune of he has recently completed 2 million straight miles with an absolutely unblemished safety record. And because of that, this is what his company presented him this past Friday. And I got to tell you, that Trucker70, that is an absolutely awesome rig, bro.
That's sharp.
I mean, that shit is sharp. Congratulations on your accomplishment, because it is exactly that. That is one hell of an accomplishment, sir.
It's not only 2 million miles of safe driving for him. That, can you imagine how many cars, how many people on cell phones under the influence, distracted drivers that he has passed, had encounters with in 2 million miles? I mean, just imagine the thousands upon thousands. It's wow. So keep up the good work. Hope you get another 2 million miles.
Absolutely.
But I want to touch on this too.
Please.
I'm curious. That's a hell of a present to get if someone actually did really give him that truck. I'm curious to know. I don't know that much about any truck driving, but is that something that sounds like it's true? Uh, leave a comment. Let me know, because I'm curious. How the fuck would you know? Yeah, the taxes would be a pain.
To
Please,
what we
the
talking
floor is
about.
yours, sir.
Even as a parent, not only if one child is victimizing you and causing you this much grief, and we're not talking about causing you this much grief at 15 or 16 years old, maybe whenever, kids go through that little wild asshole stage, that they do, where kids are smarter than their parents. We're talking about, 30 and 40-year-old adults. But what if you have other
Nearly 50.
children? What if there's other siblings? What if there's two other sisters involved? What if there's what if there's grandkids involved? Do you let one?
Okay, now that makes sense. This is what I was kind of thinking too. Tyron says it's a $67,000 truck, and if he quits driving, the truck goes back to his company. My uncle's a truck driver. That's what he told me. And see that's uh, yeah, yeah. I'd say it's definitely more than that. Uh, it's definitely not a give me truck. That's what I'm thinking is a let you drive truck. That because you did so good, we assigned you this real nice truck. That's what I'm thinking it is. I space agree space with space. Scotto. See the space in between words is annoying. It is. I know. I agree with you. But that's why he does it. It's he's plotting his next words to try to invoke an emotion.
One child run it for your other two children, for your grandchildren? Do you push all them away and just keep enabling and pacifying?
There you go. Absolutely. I won't in. Oh hell, we're buffering.
One
Why?
bad apple?
That's
No,
the first time I've buffered since the
I
new
don't.
internet.
I completely agree with her. She's actually had to separate herself from a bad situation. She didn't drive the wedge. She is on the other side of the wedge that was driven in between her.
Mm.
So she has to do what she has to do to take care of her husband, which she, you know, obviously, she has to take care of him, her other two daughters, her other grandchildren, her own self, her own well being. Even as a parent, and you can't let your kids walk over you. You can't let anybody walk over you and ruin your life, put you in some kind of financial despair. I don't know. Like I said, I, I got a pretty good take on her. I got a, in my gut feeling, I'm pretty good at reading people. And like I said, and this is a top notch lady who has just been drugged through the mud, just like many of us.
Yeah, well, we see how good JJ's opinion of people are. He says that his gut feeling. Look who his co-host is, his hanging partner. Hey, Patriot, welcome in. Keeping swine, there's a different amenities that can be put in there that he may have had his own amenities in that truck. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's just award, a reward for doing so good. You get the good truck. There you go. You got my number. Let me know. Oh yeah, Jay Shay's got bad judgment. You ain't lying. You ain't lying. I mean, look, like I said, look who he hangs out with. Oh, I'm gonna keep playing this because this has got a lot more to be done, uh, and I'm gonna really have a whole lot to say here in a few more minutes. But JJ talking shit about kids. I have 4 kids, 4 grandkids, and a great grandchild. And I would never turn my back on my kids. Period. I'll go hungry. I'll sleep in a sleeping bag. I'll go to jail, whatever, for my kids. There's nothing that is going to change that. And he says that uh, she didn't drive the wedge. Well, you can't. There can't be a wedge. You can't if they're trying to drive one in. If your kids are trying to push away from you, then you got to pull them back. You can't just give up. You know, uh, and I've got been lucky to say that I've got some good kids. Um, I had trouble with one, uh, and I ended up losing him, but I never gave up on him. Yeah, no matter what, and I miss him every day. Uh, I talk to him every day. I got him tattooed on my arm. Got his ashes in the tattoo. You never give up on your kids. Never. Uh, that's that. That's a sorry son of a bitch, in my opinion.
That's others have. So, in my eyes, she apologizes to me, but she's no different than me, Ray Whiting, my daughter, Lana from LMPD, Indiana CPS office, Billy, Anna, Carrollton County Bunch.
My own mother.
Yeah, she's no different than the rest of us.
Yeah.
She is a victim.
Yes. Trucker 70, you are incredibly welcome. You've been here for damn near the entire time I've had this channel. And I wish I had the words to tell you just, how much I appreciate that, bro. Scott Furman, everyone, he has been a roughneck for 7 months now. And I thank you for that, brother. He says, Dawn and I are planning our first ever vacation. I'm thinking of making her day and driving her to Kentucky to get her lunch with
Gentlemen,
JJ.
we are fortunate. Why? He's an imbecile.
That actually just made my day to actually hear that somebody actually likes me that much. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that's sort of flattering. Not sort of flattering. It is flattering.
Yes.
But I tell you what, if you don't, or Scott, if you don't get on your vacation before, hopefully before fall, I'm going to make my way up there to you guys, and hopefully we can all sit down and eat lunch, spend a day together.
So, blow it out your ass.
We'll have fun, or get in trouble. We'll do something.
Absolutely. That sounds like a hell of a plan.
Too bad you can't go.
Thank you. Again, Scott Furman. Everybody's Orkmaster for $4.99. Oh, Lord. Chris's subs can't believe his own mom turned on him. Oddly, he didn't mention the money he stole from her. Gee, I wonder why. LOL.
I think we just covered that pretty good, didn't we?
Absolutely. And, dumbwaiter, I'm sure you're probably watching, but in case you're wondering what that symbol is in between Y and LOL, that's called a question mark. It's also known as punctuation.
Keeping line says driving his wife to Kentucky. He must hate his wife. Yeah, that's a hell of a vacation. I saw earlier, he said it was 11 hours that it from wherever he lives to them. So this dumb motherfucker's going to drive 11 hours to go have lunch with JJ. That's where he's taking his wife on vacation. No doubt. Yep, that's will be one pissed off wife. Oh, 11 hours to go eat with that melon head. I still say he looks like Marvin the Martian. That head shape. All he needs is two little antennas sticking up off of him.
But seeing as how you can't even say misdemeanor, I understand why that would be confusing. Thank you again, Zorkmaster. And Coast to Coast Movie Man for $4.99. She shouldn't blame herself. Some people are born bad. It happens. Well, yeah.
F&A, Cotton, F&A.
Bullshit. Ain't no one born bad. You know, when you're born, that's the truest, purest innocence. Bree said this is how a cult keeps their members by making them feel special. And it's exactly right. That's exactly what we was talking about a while ago when it's saying how he slows down his talk is because he's thinking about how, to control them more and manipulate and say something that's going to feed into them emotionally. No, this ain't that one. It's a different. This one he did just the other night, Monday night. But yeah, he did do that in one of them. I'd have to go back. It's been a while. Uh, he made the accusation. About the letters I sent. He he said that Chris drove all the way down to Tennessee to Nashville to mail the letters. That's where they were postmarked, was Nashville. And that Chris drove all the way down there. Chris was behind it all. Chris had absolutely nothing to do with that. He laughed about it.
You're dead on 100% right, Coast to Coast. Like I said, she's not only a lady, she is a fantastic mother. And to say she tried her best, to say that she gave Chris E everything that she had,
Chris
not just
E
financially, but right from in here. She gave him everything from in here. And just like you said, man, some people are just the way that it is. But that's a great observation, Coast to Coast Moving Man. Wixom01 has thrown down and gifted another Fraud at Wrangler membership. And his generous gift has gone to Negative Chris Ryder this evening.
I love how he sits there and tells people that him and Kimmy are donating the memberships when that's something that YouTube gives to the creators. They get so many of them free each month. I think it's like maybe 10 a week or 10 a month or something, or that they can give out. And he makes it act like he's paying for it. Yeah. Yeah, he's stuck. He's stuck like Chuck. He keeps talking about coming to Kentucky, but the motherfucker ain't left his fucking bedroom there, his mama's craft room. Yeah. Chris, you a bad man. There you go. Yeah, it's like any of the other shit, like we talked about earlier. Uh, it might have been before you got on when he was talking about the whole gun to the head and the 4-year-old and all that bullshit. If any of that had been true, charges would have been a whole lot worse. Yeah, he just runs his mouth. Yeah, I heard something about that. Yeah, he was talking about where he's gonna have to make a spot for it. You're right. They're totally full of shit. All right. Well, I want to keep going here because uh, I want to get it on to the other part here.
Thank you again, Wixom01. And to Negative Chris Ryder, on behalf of Wixom01's generosity.
Welcome to the Roughnecks.
And Dumbwaiter, you understand that, that's only, a YouTube title. We can never actually have you in the real Roughnecks family. I'm sorry. You just don't meet the qualifications.
Thank God.
Thanks, Wixom. And Taz, everyone, has been a member for 8 months now. And I really appreciate that, Taz. I truly do. They say, so glad to meet some of the family members yesterday. Jade and John, JJ and Billy and Anya. And of course, my brothers and sister from Carrollton. Well, Taz, I'm glad that y'all had a fantastic time, bud. I truly am. I'm glad everybody had a good time. Everybody made it home safe.
And to Karen in the chat, I'm not sure yet. I've had mixed feedback from people at work and family. So that's me, which is very flattering. Tell me I look younger without a beard. Ask me if I'm gonna grow it back or not. So I don't know if I'm gonna grow it back yet or not.
Is that the one, the gray-headed one with the beard? The one that was talked all the shit about the sign that time? Hey, Lucy, welcome. Okay, yeah, he was in that picture. He was the one standing in the back, uh, behind that other woman. That I thought that.
It's definitely a whole lot easier not shaving every day.
Damn right it is. Thank you again, Taz. All right, everybody. Will has thrown down and gifted a Fraudit Wrangler membership. And we really appreciate that, Will. Seriously, man, thank you. And everybody, on behalf of Will's generosity, has gone to the Mad Southern Scotsman. So, Mad Southern Scotsman, on behalf of Will's generosity and Roughnecks the world over,
Welcome to the Roughnecks.
thank you for being here, sir. And I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad you'll have. JJ should grow a mustache. Well, I'm going to speak for JJ on this. I think JJ knows that if he grew a mustache, only a mustache, that the ball busting from me alone would be effing brutal. I'm talking that.
If I get a mustache, I want one of them big ones. I'll be able to sit here
If JJ grew a mustache, I can almost guarantee every one of you that every conversation that he and I had from that point forward would end with "fuck you, Kaiser."
Fuck you, Kaiser. Fuck you, Kaiser. JJ grow a fucking mustache. That motherfucker can't grow hair. I mean, you know, damn. And Kaiser gonna talk some about anybody with that scruffy ass shit on his. Y'all see, I got what has it been now? 7 weeks growing back. Give me about another month. It'll be good and thick. And these motherfuckers want to talk about growing a beard and growing a mustache. I grow more hair on my ass than either one of them. Can grow on their face or their head. Fucking Kaiser chin looks like a fucking Brillo pad. And then with that chili bow haircut and them big pointed ass ears.
I told Amber last week I just showed up to work. I showed up to work and I shaved. She kind of walked out and she said, "What happened?" I said, "Well, just something different." I don't know if she was real impressed. But then I said, "I think I'm going to go get a haircut today." And I said, "I think I'm just going to shave it all off, just completely bald." That's whenever she really put her foot down. She said, "Oh, hell no." I said, "Wow." She said, "No." I said, "Okay." It wasn't even I'm not sure, let's walk around and talk about it. She's like, "No." I said, "All right."
That ain't effing happening.
Yeah, I mean, I only got 50% left anyways. Why not?
Yeah, well, Topsy Turvy's right too. You can always just have a chat with Paula Scotland.
Yeah, I like that dog permanent.
Oh man, that's fantastic. Oh Lord. I was trying to think. There was something else that happened. I wanted to tell everybody. Thank you again, Will. Yeah, hey, Matt, Southern Scotsman. I hope you don't mind my saying. You look much better in green, sir. You really do.
And I will agree with your comment.
You look a lot better in orange.
The Mad Southern Scotsman. It does.
I don't even, I can't even really. It's really hard to find the word sometimes to accurately tell you all, how much you guys all mean to me. And
then was you directing that more at me or the chat?
Who, me?
I'm just Junior Hardway. I'm just
I'm going to go with yes.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay.
Good evening there, Canadian girl. And their Fur Missile, everybody, has been a roughneck for 14 months now.
Yeah, you fucking rule! Fucking rule! Yeah.
Thank you so much, Fur Missile. That is freaking outstanding, bud. He says, I was a hellion on wheels. But the difference was I knew where the line was and crossed it occasionally, but I never cussed out my parents like dumbwaiter. Oh, hell no. I never even I never had the thought of speaking to either one of my parents the way that we know he has spoke to his own mother, because it's this simple. If I had spoke to my dad like that, I got my ass beat.
You will
By
not
him.
laugh. You
If
will
I had
not
spoke
cry.
to my mother
you
or
will learn by
my
the
stepmother
numbers.
like
I
that,
will teach you.
I would have got my
Now
ass
get
beat
up. Get on
by
your
him.
feet. You
Make no
best
mistake
unfuck
about it. My
yourself,
father
or
in
I
no
will
way
unscrew your
was an
head and
abusive
shit
man.
down your neck.
My father is a very kind and affectionate man. He's a good man. But going with that being a good man, he made sure that he taught us where the line was.
Wow, I don't know what's going on with this buffering. This ain't supposed to be happening.
And he made sure that we knew what would happen if you went over that line. And I found it in no way to be abusive. There was one more thing I wanted y'all to see before I wrapped it up tonight. Let's see, I'll find it real quick. Where the hell did it go?
I agree with you. With I was in the same boat. I actually use that phrase.
All right, everybody remembers the and thank you again, Fur Missile. Everybody remembers the night that
Oh, wow.
a very, very intoxicated Carolina and Fort Worth tried to start shit with the Fort Worth Police Department in that parking lot. And she wound up getting arrested. But while she was getting arrested, she resisted arrest physically. And while doing this, she tripped over the officer's foot. She fell down and not only knocked herself out cold, she knocked herself out snoring. And I guess she thought that just because of the bruises on her face, that she was going to that they were going to be lining up to throw her fucking go-away checks. Well, I guess she's not understanding how Manny Mata's advice on this hasn't been working. But Unclean Hands put this out earlier today.
All right. Now, did you hear this whole line of bullshit that he just said about Caroline? I mean, the whole she got drunk and she tripped over the cop's foot and she was snoring. Now, how fucking ignorant can one fucking person be to even say such a line of bullshit? Absolutely. So let's go on because I got some more to say on this fucking subject. This motherfucker.
And it's absolutely fantastic.
But getting arrested.
This is the Tarrant County Justice Center, and when the judge called me up to his bench last Tuesday, I thought for sure he was just going to dismiss the resisting arrest charge. Instead, they added two more. They added interference with public duties and false reporting.
Then they gave me this piece of paper with my 3 charges. We'll go over that in a minute. But the person that gave me that paper was Lloyd Wetchell. He's the new district attorney on this case. That's him right there. And he makes big bucks, over $200,000 a year.
And that, my friends, is a very small amount of money for a district attorney to make. I'm sure he's probably an assistant DA, low rung, bottom level assistant district attorney. $200K is nothing.
So let's go back to the scene of the crime. Here's the crime, and we're going to compare it to what they said I did.
The first 60 seconds of this video is unwatchable. She points at the sky while she's talking. It's crazy. Anyway.
Now, I don't know who this jackass is that made this video, but he has zoomed it in, God, I don't know, at least 4 or 5 times. So everything is distorted that he's showing on here. And of course, dumbass would jump right on this.
Police officers in Fort Worth, Texas are very non-transparent. Anytime you ask them a question about what's going on, they ignore you and walk by you or refuse to answer you. And that's exactly what happened this night. To me, it looked like they were towing cars off, so I wanted to be sure they were.
So maybe. Well, if you wanted to know if they were towing cars off, you moron, why didn't you wait and see if, I don't know, an effing tow truck came and took the car? If a tow truck showed up to the parking lot and towed the car, that would be a pretty good indication that they were towing cars.
Maybe if I ask, they'll tell me what's going on.
And here's
They're
what
not
happened.
obligated to.
Does anybody know how to do these? This is what the sign says. I got to scratch, so let me focus in. Here's what the signs say. The signs say, validated parking. Please register upon parking. This can then validate parking for Polk Street warehouses. Ways to validate. You can scan the QR code or text pay. Failure to pay or spend time may result in dues. Okay, so how do they know if they paid or not?
That's the right there. How do they know if they paid or not? I don't know. If they paid, it goes into a computer. If you're talking about the person that paid, how do they know if they paid? Well, my guess is that the money will come out of their effing checking account.
And that is not what the fuck she said, you effing fucking idiot. You dumb son of a bitch. She asking the cops, how do they know? She never said a damn thing about the person that paid for it and parked there. She's wanting to know how the cops know which cars paid or didn't pay. And that's a fucking reasonable question. She wasn't being smart. She wasn't cussing them. She asked them, hey, how do you know if they've paid or not?
Good Lord. I hope she hasn't reproduced.
Thank God you ain't reproduced.
How do they know if they paid or not? How do you know if they paid or not?
I don't think screaming at the sky is going to get your question answered there, Carolina.
How do you guys know if they paid or not? Oh, they're going to ignore me too. Help, rape, fire, 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 fire.
Yes, she is actually yelling rape and fire. And she's literally doing this to get the cops to pay her and her bullshit attention. Hey, Egyptian. Hey, there's Taz. How are you doing, my friend?
Ah, shit.
I feel like we do not get to see enough of you.
Hold on.
Paid. How do they know if they paid? Well, my guess is, and admittedly doing this only to get them to pay attention to you.
I was trying to pause it and hit the line. Now, hold on a minute. Let me get a drink. Now, we all know that she was just being a smartass, plain and simple. They was ignoring her, and so she just made a comment, said something trying to be funny to get their attention. She wasn't making no fucking report. They never thought that she was trying to make any report, and I'm gonna prove that here in just a few minutes. But he's sitting here, talking shit about it. But he says himself that, she was just trying to get their attention. So that's clear that she was not making no fucking false report. She wasn't intentionally trying to cause any alarm. Oh, let's go on.
Well, you got what you wanted. How are you liking it?
Wrong with it so far. You screamed fire. There was no fire. You were trying to get their attention, and that's why you did it. Because you need attention. You were attention seeking. And you thought the best idea was to scream fire walking down the street.
But what they left off was this. They have to prove that all three elements of this crime existed and occurred. Think about how I said it and where I said it and what I said to my audience. I did not cause action by an official or volunteer agency organized to deal with emergencies. I didn't place a person in fear of imminent serious bodily injury. Nobody was afraid of what I said. And I did.
Wait. You don't think that you screaming rape and fire at the top of your lungs to get attention paid to you like you're some kind of fucking 4-year-old, you don't think that would scare anybody?
Now, there he goes. There he goes, throwing that 4-year-old bullshit out again. He's always got to slide them little stabs in. It's all about getting control of his audience and what they want to hear. He just feeds them, and they suck it up like sponges. And it is definitely a cult.
And you used to educate children. For fuck's sake.
Didn't prevent or interrupt the occupation of a building, a room, a place of assembly, a place to which the public had access to, an aircraft, automobile, or any other kind of mode of conveyance. So there you go.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but a public parking area where you need to have validation is a place where other people can go. So other people go into this parking lot to park their cars. And if they heard you screaming fire, they wouldn't have any idea what you were talking about. They don't know you're talking to you bunch of bootlicking idiots watching your live stream. They have no idea.
And this ignorant fuck, I don't know who he is, but he's sitting here calling her a bootlicker. These motherfuckers are the bootlickers. He's the bootlicker, and he's calling her. I don't know this dumb sumbitch. I don't know what rock he crawled out from under. But again, this picture shows that she was not screaming anything. She was just simply asking a question to two public officials. She was not being rude. Yeah, they know that she was a cop watcher. They know who she was. But, you got a lot of cop watchers that will come up to you right off the bat and just start giving them all kind of hell, cussing them. Look at Direct D, he'd have been calling them 10 kinds of motherfuckers. And she was asking a question. Oh.
Yeah, I just can't believe how stupid these people are. That's the truth.
Not guilty of that one. So let's look at some more videos, shall we? Now, this is a view from a surveillance camera from above. This had nothing to do with the police. This came from a store. As you can see, I'm standing next to a police car, and I'm going to walk towards the two ladies that were just kind of strolling along and ask them some questions because I want to know if they're really towing the car or not.
How do you know if they pay?
Again, if you want to know if they're towing, there's literally, if y'all will look on screen, you'll see the police vehicle, the black sedan, and the four-door, what looks like a Ford F-150. Well, in between and in front of them in the street is an effing tow truck. I don't think that it gets any more fucking obvious than that. There's literally a tow truck on scene. What more evidence or confirmation that it's being towed do you need to have?
None. And that's why she was asking the question, dumbass. Because she sees a tow truck sitting here and she says, "Are you guys towing cars? And if so, how do you know which ones have paid or not paid?" A legitimate question that she went to 2, well, eventually 3, police officers who are there to serve and protect. They are public servants. And she asked them a question. That's all.
Damn, hair coloring is starting to rot her brain.
Paid or not? How do you guys know if they paid or not? Oh, they're going to ignore me too. Help! Wait! Fire! 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 Fire!
Now look, she is how wide is a parking spot? 4 foot maybe? So if you count the parking spots, she's maybe 8 to 9 foot away from them two bitches. Walking behind them the whole way, asking them a question. And they just continue to walk away from her with their back turned, totally fucking ignoring her. Now that's a public servant. That's a servant that's doing his job. Hey, appreciate you stopping in, Danielle. Thanks a lot. And hit that subscribe button on your way out if you don't mind, babe. We appreciate you. And hopefully you come on back. Okay. So we're saying between 8 and 12 foot. So easily, within earshot. And so she's not screaming. She's just asking.
Fire! Fire!
Again, they ignore her. They know damn well who she is. She is notorious in the Fort Worth area. Everyone down there knows her. All the police know her. So she decides to scream fire to get their attention. That's exactly what the charge states.
That's great community relations too.
Here comes the exact moment Kruger exited the car. Get your timers
How do you
ready.
know if they
Let's
paid
see how
or
long it
not?
takes for him to exit the car till I'm down on the ground.
Hey ladies, hey Kruger. No, I'm not going to before. There's no nothing.
You can go to the other side of the street. You're going to get arrested. I'm not warning you
What are
again.
you talking about?
Go to the other side of the street right now.
Wait, tell me why first.
He doesn't.
You're under arrest.
Okay, again, he doesn't have to explain to her why he's arresting her. He doesn't have to tell her in the moment on the street what his RAS is. He does not. He is only required to have it. That's it. He's not required to tell her his justification for doing a damn thing when he's in the
Right.
middle of his job and she's there to start shit. The fact of the matter is, she was on private property. He gave her a lawful order. She discontinued, or she, damn it, I can't even think. She dismissed it and kept going on with her frauding. That's all her. Remember, they only have to tell her one time. All right. This Officer Kruger, he went with what JJ and I describe as the Ray Whited method. Ask them, tell them, make them.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I agree. That's the first fucking thing he said all night that I agree with. The Ray Whited method. Yeah. Because we know already how well that son of a bitch works. Those two, Kruger and Ray White, that's definitely just, oranges and oranges there. That's what do you say, two of the same kind there for a fact.
And he did it in exactly that order. And the fact that she is not coordinated enough to stay on her own 2 feet while she is physically resisting arrest, that is her own damn problem. If you get hurt because something happens because you resist arrest, the officer is not liable for your fucking stupidity.
That was 17 seconds. 17 seconds from when he exited the car until I was down on the ground. 17 seconds.
Now I'm gonna go back 5 seconds one time. Now listen when they're putting the cuffs on her. Listen to her effing snoring. You might have to turn yours up just a little bit.
That dumb son of a bitch. That's not snoring. You know, in order for someone to snore, they have to drop all the way out into a deep REM sleep. She didn't do that in fucking 2 seconds. That's a fucking death rattle. Yeah, Kaiser says who the fuck it was back at the beginning of it. I if you rewind it back, uh, it's on the start of it. I don't remember who the dumb son of a bitch is. Uh, he's so fucking ignorant. I really don't care. Yeah, like my shirt says. Yeah, I don't care. Or do I look like I care? He's a piece of shit like Kaiser.
Wrong screen.
So let's look at the second count they're trying to get me on, okay? Count 2, and it is further presented in and to said court that the defendant in the county of Tarrant and the state of aforesaid on or about the 23rd day of June 2024.
17 seconds and it's all over, huh? There at Carolina. You'd think you'd be used to that being with Manny Mata and all.
Did with criminal negligence.
And there,
Little sis.
fuck, I hit too damn loud.
That's a
again.
hell of an understatement.
Son of a bitch.
And admittedly doing this only.
Let's look at some more videos, shall we? Now, this is a view from a surveillance camera from above. This had nothing to do with the police.
There he goes. What I was going to stop it for. Throwing out his sexual innuendos. You know, everything he has, he's either got to be downplaying women or making some kind of sexual innuendo and comment about somebody, you know, when he said that, you know, she'd be used to 17 seconds. That's more than Kimmy gets. She don't get none. If she gets it, she through fucking Skype.
Police, this came from a store. As you can see, I'm standing next to a police car, and I'm going to walk towards the two ladies that were just kind of strolling along and ask them some questions because I want to know if they're really towing the car or not.
Again, if you want to know if they're towing, there's literally, if y'all will look on screen, you'll see the police vehicle, the black sedan, and the four-door, what looks like a Ford F-150. Well, in between and in front of them in the street is an effing tow truck. I don't think that it gets any more fucking obvious than that. There's literally a tow truck on scene.
Hence the reason she says, "Are you towing?" Yeah. I tell you, him and his beautiful wife with the hairy nipples.
What more evidence or confirmation that it's being towed do you need to have? Damn, hair coloring is starting to rot her brain.
Paid or not? How do you guys know if they paid or not? Oh, they're going to ignore me too. Help, break, fire, 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 fire.
Again, they ignore her. They know damn well who she is. She is notorious in the Fort Worth area. Everyone down there knows her. All the police know her. So she decides to scream fire to get their attention.
Yeah. I will put a link in the description below to the full video. I do suggest everybody go there and watch Caroline's version of all this instead of this chopped up bullshit here. Like I said, you can see that he's zoomed all in to make it look like she's filming to the top of the buildings and stuff. He just, it's, you know, some ignorant son of a bitch. I don't know who he is, but I will drop the link in the description to her video. Be sure and go there and watch the whole thing and give her a like. She explains everything exactly right. That's what pisses me off was this son of a bitch. He really overstepped the lines, and he needs to be fucking hung. And I'm trying to refrain, watch my mouth a little bit more than I usually do. That this cop, he is a real fucking case. All the videos that sheets put together, manuals put together, all the different ones. You know, Kruger's a real fucking dick. He does not need to be working as a cop. Period.
That's exactly what the charge states.
That's great community relations too. Here comes the exact moment Kruger exited the car. Get your timers ready. Let's see how long it takes for him to exit the car till I'm down on the ground.
Hey, Kruger. No, I'm not going to before. There's no FS, there's no nothing.
You can go to the other side of the street. You're going to get arrested. I'm not warning you
What are
again.
you talking about?
Go to the other side of the street right now.
Wait, tell me why first.
He doesn't.
You're under arrest.
Okay, again, he doesn't have to explain to her why he's arresting her. He doesn't have to tell her in the moment on the street what his RAS is. He does not. He is only required to have it. That's it. He's not required to tell her his justification for doing a damn thing when he's in the middle of his job and she's there to start shit. The fact of the matter is, she was on private property. He gave her a lawful order. She discontinued, or she, damn it, I can't even think. She dismissed it and kept going on with her fraud. That's all her. Remember, they only have to tell her one time. All right. This Officer Kruger, he went with what JJ and I describe as the Ray Whited method. Ask them, tell them, make them. And he did it in exactly that order. And the fact that she is not coordinated enough to stay on her own 2 feet while she is physically resisting arrest, that is her own.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Damn problem. If you get hurt because something happens because you resist arrest, the officer is not liable for your fucking stupidity.
That was 17 seconds. 17 seconds from when he exited the car until I was down on the ground. 17 seconds.
Now I'm gonna go back 5 seconds one time. Now listen when they're putting the cuffs on her. Listen to her effing snoring. You might have to turn yours up just a little bit. Wrong screen.
She's bleeding. She's bleeding.
So let's look at the second count they're trying to get me on, okay? Count 2, and it is further presented in and to said court that the defendant in the county of Tarrant and the state of aforesaid on or about the 23rd day of June, 2024.
17 seconds and it's all over, huh? There at Carolina? You'd think you'd be used to that being with Manny Mata and all.
Did with criminal negligence interrupt, disrupt, impede, or interfere with M. Kruger, a peace officer who was performing a duty or exercising authority imposed or granted by law, namely a criminal investigation, by refusing a directive to move away from the scene of the investigation. Okay. Well, what they're not saying in this one is that they have 4 elements that they have to prove.
I think we've heard enough from this great mind with her legal analysis and.
So, yeah. So her bullshit, she got 1 charge for that night. And then she started acting stupid again. And, well, she's now got 3.
And when it's over, she's going to own Fort Worth.
That's good, Bookie Worm. All right, JJ. Hey, buddy. I appreciate you coming up tonight, man.
Shoot, yeah, had a good time. Sorry, I was so late, but just had a lot going on. But
oh yeah,
look forward to. Now, are you gonna be live tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. I
We'll
look forward
figure
to
out tomorrow which channel we'll be on, but that's either way, it's an easy adjustment.
Okay.
But I want to thank all of you for being here. And like I said, I hope everybody has a fantastic Tuesday. I wish no one a Monday 2.0. And I hope you all have a safe night and have a great Tuesday, guys.
Oh, fuck off. All right. So, like I said, Kaiser's up to his old normal bullshit, lying through his fucking teeth. Every time his mouth opens, that's all it is, a lie. No, they didn't cover the whole thing. They stopped. But like I said, I'll put a link in the description down below for that video for Caroline's. And then anybody wants to can go over there. A new prosecutor has added 2 charges back in on there. She's up to 3 charges again. So, except Kruger was saying stop resisting while she's in her death snore. Yeah, how the fuck is she supposed to fucking resist when she's unconscious? And one female cop even says, that there's blood, or ask, what is that blood? But anyway, that about wraps it up for what I had to say tonight. Been at it about 2 hours. I sure appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out. If you would, hit that subscribe button on and the like. And turn on your notifications because you never know when I'm going to pop on. Here, everybody knows me. I'm middle of the night or in the early afternoon. Who knows? Yes, she needs to get her a good attorney. That's for damn sure. Oh. Well, thank y'all again for hanging out with me. It's been a blast. Like I say, take care of the ones that you love. Be good to one another. And remember that tomorrow's never guaranteed. So take care of the ones you love. You never know. It's catch you so unexpected. God bless. I love y'all. Thanks a lot. I'll see you the next time.